Okay, let's pause the recording.
So we're going to get started because I don't want to keep you any longer than we need to. Hello, my name is Hazel Rossi. I'm the Assistant Director of Outreach and High School Programs at the college. And I have my co-presenter here tonight, which is Veronica Mosley. Veronica, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Veronica Mosley, and I am the program specialist at Santan.
Great. We also have our Director of Outreach, and that's Sandra Lasher.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all.
Thanks, Sandra. And then I'd like to introduce you to our Dean of Student Services, which is Andy Long. And Andy, take it away.
Thanks. I'm thrilled to be here. The most impactful experience of my college career was working new student orientation for a couple summers. So I always enjoy a chance to be a part of any type of new student orientation. Real fast, I want to tell you a quick story, then get you back to the information you need to know. But growing up, I loved Star Wars. I was born in the late 70s, got to watch the original 3. And I was amazed when I got to college and found out that George Lucas worked with a guy named Joseph Campbell in developing the Star Wars story. And what Joseph Campbell done is he'd studied hero stories across time, across cultures, across generations, across religions, and found out that all hero stories kind of follow a similar path, which became the story of Luke Skywalker. We're going to hold up because we lost the, Kathy said the interpreter disappeared on.
Is she back?
Her camera looks off.
No, well, there's 2 interpreters. There's Vanessa and Candace.
Vanessa's on, but the other one. There we go.
Can Kathy see you? Or was the box too small when we pinned Andy? Or did she switch screens by chance?
Candace, can you post in the chat if you know what's going on?
I'm unable to post in. Oh, hold on one second.
Well, you're on right now. Are you able to? Do you know what's going on for Kathy? She's not able to.
I have no idea.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
I think Vanessa's trying to get in to work.
She sent me a message, so I sent her one back, trying to get her back to the right screen.
Okay.
Looks like we're good.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Thanks.
Star Wars fan, Joseph Campbell, George Lucas, Luke Skywalker, but every hero's story, the hero had kind of a similar path. And 2 key components of that path was, number one, the hero always found a mentor that could teach them things they didn't know. In Star Wars, that was Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda. And then 2, the hero always becomes transformed by overcoming challenges. Luke, he had to, fight his dad and the emperor and save the universe. We don't expect you to do that. But I do want you to do 2 things at CAC. Number one, I want you to try and find a mentor. Reach out to our staff, our advisors, our faculty, make a connection because they work here to see you succeed. Nobody works at a community college for fame and glory and wealth. They work here because they want to see students succeed. So reach out and let us help you when you have struggles. Second, you are going to face challenges. You are going to struggle at some point, whether it's a class, a relationship, finances, family. At a certain point, you are going to struggle. And when that happens, let us help control your thinking and control your actions to overcome some of those challenges. And we want to see that happen for you. As you go through the process, remember, I'm Andy Long, I'm the Dean of Enrollment Services. And basically what it means to be a dean is I really don't know how to do anything, but people respond to my emails. So what I'm going to put in the chat box is I'm going to put my email in there. And for the students, for those of you that are on this New Student Orientation, if you just want to send me an email right now that said I attended New Student Orientation, I'll reply back with my contact information. So if you ever need questions or something like that, I can help you out there. But if you hit a roadblock, if you get stuck, and you're not sure where to turn, contact me, shoot me a note. And like I said, I probably can't solve the issue, but I think I can get you connected to the person that can. So like I said, I got to step away, but thrilled you're here. And I'm excited you're starting this fall with this. And I'm really excited because I think it's going to be a fantastic year. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it. So what we're going to do now is, as you can see, we have a lot of people on. So we're going to get started with the presentation. I'm going to share my screen and bring up our presentation for New Student Orientation. Okay. Oh, hang on just a second, guys. I just got to move this over. Okay, so welcome to Central Arizona College. Are you ready? Are you really ready? I didn't think I was, but I did succeed as a first-gen student, and I got my associate's degree at Central Arizona College. I then went to NAU and got my bachelor's degree, and then I went on and I went to University of Dubuque and just finished up with my master's. So if you don't think you're ready, it's going to be a challenge. It's a long road, but you can do it, because if I can do it, you guys can do it. So let's go. So the first thing we're going to talk about tonight is meeting with an academic advisor every semester. When you know the program, or even if you don't know the program that you're going to be working on, we actually advise you that you meet with an academic advisor to get you on the right plan and take the correct classes to get you to graduate in the shortest amount of time. So if you've not already done so, please schedule an appointment with an advisor. Each semester, you'll meet with an advisor to stay on target for graduation, and your advisors can assist with career planning and help you find support services. So to make an appointment, I'm just going to take you into that area. You'll see here, this is our main website, which is centralaz.edu/advising. It tells you how to be prepared for an advising appointment with all this information and how you can do assessment tools, so you know where you will actually land in one of the classes. Now, we also have tabs up here for advising information, placement options, advising locations on our campuses, forms and FAQs, and then other resources. If you scroll down a bit more, you're going to see how to take the English reading placement tool and the mathematics placement tool. So if you're not sure which classes you're going to place into, this would be where you would take those. It's a test, it's about 15 minutes per test. It's free. You do it online, and then it will give you the classes that they advise you to go into. Now, as I scroll down, you're going to see all these wonderful people. These are advisors, and underneath their photos, you can actually see a green block that says schedule appointment. Any of these people can help you. And then you can either do it like we're doing tonight, which is a Teams virtual, or you can do it in person at one of the campuses. So if I click on there, it's going to bring up there's no dates in August, so we're getting really busy. Oh, that's right. We're actually gone to, right now we're doing advising where you actually have to call the night before and then book an appointment for the day after. So right now there are no times because you're going to have to get those at 5 p.m. the night before to book another appointment. So that's how you would make that appointment. Now, we do have an add drop policy, An add drop policy is dropping a class may impact your financial aid and scholarships, such as the Pinal Promise, which is the 2 years free. So our add drop period is our first week of classes. So the first week of classes starts on August 22nd. That will be the time for you to be able to add a class or drop a class. Now, if you actually stay in the class and then drop it after that, then you don't get your money back. But that add drop week gives you a chance to actually go into your advisor or go into your CAC portal and actually add or drop a class. And then we'll send this information to you where you can click on information on how to register. So what is My CAC? When you go into our actual web page, you'll see there's a link at the top of the page that says My CAC. That's where you're going to access all your tools for your classes. You'll have access to email, Office 365 suite, which is Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You get that free as a student through us. Blackboard, which is if you're taking online classes, that is the software that you use for your classes. And then your student portal. So all the tools that you will need, you actually access through My CAC. Just a tip, if you bookmark the My CAC landing page for quick access to your student tools, you'll have that Office 365 and it will become active once you're registered for your classes. Now on all of these tools, Blackboard, whichever one you're using, you're going to be using the same username and password for all of these tools. So your username will be your first name _ last name at stu.centralaz.edu. And then your password is going to be capital C, @ lowercase c, hyphen, and then your date of birth, which will be 2 for the month, 2 for the day, and 4 for the year. So now I'm going to pass it over to Veronica, who's actually going to go into the My CAC tool, and she's going to show you Blackboard.
Thank you, Hazel. Let me share my screen here. Can you guys see that? Good?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay. So what we'll want to do is I'm going to click here for My CAC student tools. And it may take a little bit depending on your internet speed. And by clicking that, I'll take you to this page for your student area. So we have the Rave alert system that you can opt into, which will let you know about anything on campus. As Hazel mentioned, we have the email and Office 365 here, student portal, library, and what they have there, IT services and everything like that. But I really want to focus on the Blackboard component of this, because like Hazel said, this is where you will have your classes. Even some of your face-to-face classes will have you do your assignments in Blackboard, or even do a live streaming in Blackboard as well. So it's just really good to get familiar with Blackboard and what the breakdown is of that. So when you log into Blackboard, it'll take you to this page and you click on courses. And some of the courses, because we're not quite ready for fall semester yet, will not be open for you to go in until probably the weekend before classes start, depending on the instructor. And so you can click on current courses, or I'll say upcoming courses as well. Right now, we're going to click on this sample course that we had built just for this. And I'll take you through each area. And keep in mind, you're going to hear me say this a lot. Just remember, each instructor is different, so the layout may not be the same. So right here is what the sample course will look like. In the taskbar up here, you see your content, your calendar, discussions, gradebook, messages, and you don't have to worry about that last one. And so on the course content, you have the students' right to know. So it'll lay out for like Title IX and things like that. An important area is going to be your syllabus. So let me click on there. And this is what your layout will be for your class. And so it'll tell you your instructor, the times if there'll be an office, if you have to meet in person. So this one is kind of like our mock syllabus by one of our staff members, from Montijo. And this is for Psych 101. So we see here, it has the instructor name, the email, the amount of credits, and then when the course is running, course description, and your textbooks, which we'll touch on a little bit later. But as we go through this, we'll see like the expectations of the class attendance, your responsibility as a student, whether it's communicating with your classmates or instructor, your preparation for the course. And if you have to withdraw from the course, this will be in your syllabus, so you will want to pay attention to that. It'll break down your grading for the course. Again, each instructor grades differently, so you want to pay attention to that. The late work, and then the biggest part is your assignments and the timetable that will be there. So this is just a little bit more information, plagiarism, Title IX harassment, things like that. So as we scroll down here, we see the important dates. So Jennifer here has it broken down by module, the due date, and then when the discussion is due and exams and things like that. So you want to make sure that you have this in mind. And as we go through this, other important dates, when your first day of classes, she has in here class changes to drop or add, your final exam, and when your course ends. So you want to make sure that you have this. If you're old school and like to print it out so you can have that in a binder ready to go for you. Okay. So the next section that we're going to go into, I forgot to switch to student preview. Give me just a second. Come on. Takes a little bit. Here we go. It'll look exactly the same, but there'll be a little bit of a difference. And so we see here that here's the exams. So if you see here, it'll say exam 1, Psych 101, your due date, and what it will cover as well. So you want to click here. You should have a side thing that pops up right here. And don't pay attention to that. I'm not past due. And so you'll want to go into the bottom where it says view assessment. Let me see if I can get into there. And then you'll go through, and this is how you'll take your test. And then you'll just hit submit. So you'll just want to make sure that you do not save and close, because sometimes if you save and close, you will not be able to go back into your exam to finish it, and it will close you out. So make sure you go through and complete it in the one go around. And then we have our discussion boards here. And discussion boards are a fun way so you can get interactive with your instructor, with your classmates, just to be able to upload your information, what you need for the course. Normally the first one is tell me a little bit about yourself, why you chose this class, and what do you expect from this class? And so you just click on there, it should pull it up. And then you'll be able to type in your response right in here. And then when you're done, you can just hit submit, and then you'll be able to respond to your other classmates as they respond to you as well. And then after that, let me scroll down. Some instructors have supplemental videos and then PowerPoints as well. And like I said, each instructor is different, so they may not have that in their course. So just be prepared. We're going to switch over to the calendar, which is awesome. Can I scroll down? Oh, there it is. Oh, month. So I'm going to take you back to July. We're going to go back in time a little bit. And as you see here, we have our due dates. So your calendar will have like your discussions that are due, exams that are due. So this is very vital that you pay attention to your calendar, because your due dates will be on here. So it will give you a kind of like a warning to be like, okay, it's the 1st, let me go ahead and get it done on the 29th or the 28th to get my discussion boards due. Oh, I have an exam on the 3rd. I already finished my discussion boards. I can study here and go ahead and knock it out. So just keep an eye out on the calendar so you can make sure that you don't miss any deadlines. Now, if your instructor does not utilize the calendar, you can simply make an old school one, mark when you want things to be due, and then follow your own calendar that way. Next up, we have the grade book, because I already went over the discussions. And no, I'm not failing, don't worry. So this is what your grade book will look like. So if you have completed something and you want to see your grade, you can also go to your grade book and take a look at what is on there for your grade. And sometimes the instructor will put notes on there that you'll be able to read. So it can kind of give you a little bit of a feedback for your discussions, your exam, if you missed one, and things like that. So this is an area that you can definitely utilize. Another area is for messages. So some instructors will like you to message only in Blackboard. And then there's other instructors that would prefer you to email them just in case they miss a notification. So it depends on the preference of the instructor. But we do have this tool in here so you can email the instructor if you have a question, concern, or anything like that. You can pop it into your messages here if this is what the instructor prefers. And then that is it for the course. Let me just make sure I went over the supplemental videos, PowerPoint. Over here on this side, some of the courses, like I mentioned earlier, you may be face-to-face, but you may also meet in virtually on Blackboard. So you can simply click here, join session, and you be with your classmates. Some instructors utilize this as a way outside of class to have some interaction or for study groups or anything like that. And then also for your online classes, some we have sessions and Collaborate as well. And so that is it for me. I am going to turn it over back to Hazel.
Okay.
Oh, there she
so-
is. Ooh, scared me a little bit.
All right, so we went through the email, Office 365, Blackboard, and the student portal. Make sure you're actually clicking on My CAC at the top of the centralaz.edu website. And as I say, the username and password is going to be the same for all of those. So if you need a laptop or a graphing calculator for your math classes or statistics, anything like that, we actually offer loaners, and you can loan them for the semester. We do have a limited number of loaner laptops, but if you have a laptop that isn't as new as what we might have, we will actually have everything loaded on there that you would need in software wise, and you can actually sign out a loaner laptop or a calculator for the whole semester. So how do you get that? Right here it says loaner.equipment@centralaz.edu. You're going to send an email to that email address and request a loaner for the semester. You'll probably need to tell them that which classes you're in, but request it, and then they will reply to that email. So again, loaner.equipment@centralaz.edu. And Vimo, if you can put that in the chat so that everybody has it.
Will do.
Thank you. So we request that you order your textbooks early, specifically because it normally takes a couple of days for these to be sent out, or you can come to our Signal Peak campus and our Superstition Mountain campus in Apache Junction to pick up books if you prefer. But we actually you can order your textbooks online. So all orders get free shipping to the bookstores at Signal Peak and Superstition Mountain, where you can pick them up. So if you want free shipping to those campuses, then we can do that. Now, use your name this is a tip, use your name and student ID number to utilize your financial aid award to purchase books via the bookstore. So what happens is if you are eligible for financial aid and you have some money left over from tuition, you can use that financial aid in the bookstore. What will happen is if you give the student ID number, they will charge it to the financial aid and it will come out of that money instead of you having to pay for it. So if you are eligible for financial aid, please make sure, number one, that you have actually done your financial aid form through the website, and then make sure that you get your books ordered early. So important resources. We do have a Student Accessibility Services office. That person is run by Cheryl Hernandez. And Vimo, if you can type in Cheryl Hernandez's email address, that would be the person if you have an IEP or a 504 that you need help with student accessibility services with our college. That's going to be the person that you can contact to request those services. We also have a Veteran and Military Educational Benefits Center, and that's run by Liz Barrett. So if you could, Vimo, if you could type that in to the chat box. So if you have a parent or somebody that is military that you can use their educational benefits, then you can contact that department to access those benefits. We also have a learning center. One thing that I personally used was our tutoring. We have free tutoring for most of our classes, which means you can meet in person on a one-on-one or a group setting and have tutoring for the classes you're in. Or you can actually do online tutoring, like a virtual appointment like we're doing today, and get some tutoring to help you with your homework, with the class that you're doing. If you're struggling in any way and you need help, reach out to the Learning Center, because that's where you're going to be able to get the help that you need. And we do have these tutors at most of our campuses. We also have an additional student support resources, and that's a whole page of information of who to contact if you're struggling with certain things at the college. So we actually have a page for all those resources. One thing we do want to bring to your attention is the important college policies. So we do have a FERPA, which is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. It's required that the college not disclose any information without written consent from the student. So if you are a student and your parents wants to help you to do the financial part of college or to help with getting into the dorms or whatever, if you have a parent that you would like to help you, then you can fill out the FERPA form in your student portal and give them the access to be able to help you with anything you need. We also have drugs, alcohol, and firearms policy. There are no drugs, alcohol, and firearms that are permitted on our campus, and bringing any of these on campus violates the student code of conduct and will be dealt with. We also have a Title IX policy. Central Arizona College is committed to providing an environment free of discrimination on the basis of sex, gender, including sexual harassment, sexual misconduct, sexual assault, relationship, dating, and domestic violence. And please note that we do have people to contact for any of those policies. So, do you need technical help? Now, we do have some people that struggle with getting into their email. Sometimes their password's not working. So if you need any technical help, you're going to contact our IT support desk at 520-494-5111, or you can email it.help@centralaz.edu. Now, if you also have a general question, anything you need to ask CAC about financial aid, student services, advising, you can call this one number that you will be able to have help from our student help desk. And our CAC help desk is at 520-494-5111. Or you can email centralhelpdesk@centralaz.edu. So they're really important numbers to have. Make sure you have that number, because if you get stuck on anything, the first contact is that phone number, and then they can assist you to get you to the person that you need to talk to. So we're nearly at the finish line, not at the finish line of getting your degree, but at the finish line of this new student or in AVIA orientation. So just keep an eye on being the hero of your own story. You're in charge of where you go and your journey. So make sure that you reach out to people. Don't struggle with anything, because we're here to help. We're here to help you succeed in whatever education program you need. So please reach out to us. And that's the end of our presentation. So now we're going to open it up to a Q&A time, questions and answers. So if you would like to unmute and ask a question, or if you prefer to put it in the chat, we can do that as well. So we're going to open it up now for this. We will also send you the recording of this presentation, so you'll be able to watch it again if you'd like to. If you have got the information you need, you are absolutely free to go, and we will talk to people that have questions. So I'm going to open it up now to the floor for everybody to start asking. Is there a specific advisor that I can get into contact with for the nursing program in specific? Great question, Amanda. So when I was showing you the page with the photos of the people that are advisors, underneath their names, it will tell you which programs they specifically advise in. And if you look down the different people, you'll see who does deal with nursing. Vimo, can you think of who deals? Oh, yes, I can remember. Ricky Torres. He's actually one of our advisors, and he can help you with nursing, but there are a few people that can help you with that. So you can go onto our webpage, look for Ricky Torres or any of the others that deal with nursing. Great question, Amanda. Okay, we have a question from Jaden. I checked out my student portal recently, and it said I have a hold on my registration, stating high school student under 18 must complete registration process. Okay, Jaden, I'm not exactly sure what that means. It could mean that you have not uploaded some documents. It could also mean that you haven't done registration for classes. I'm not exactly sure what that means. So what I would get you to do, Jaden, is call the 520-494-5111 number and ask to speak to somebody in admissions, and then they can help you. So Brooklyn, I was wondering, when is the payment due for first semester? So the payment is actually due when you register for your class. If you would like to set up a payment plan, you can call our cashier's office. They'll walk you through on how to set that payment plan up, but it is actually due when you register for the class. And Kathy, where can I find FERPA form to give parent consent for access?
It's actually,
Vimo?
it's in the student portal under documents, and they can fill that out in their student portal. And I believe it's titled My FERPA.
Great question, Kathy. Thank you. Jaden, thank you. Great questions, everybody. Do we have any other questions? Don't be shy, because if you're going to ask a question, it probably means that other people are wanting to ask that too. So please don't be shy.
And there's one thing I can add about the textbooks. Make sure that if you do get a textbook, if it's heat sealed, make sure you wait till the first day of class, just in case it might be like a different edition or anything like that. Things might have changed. So make sure you hold off on opening it until your first day of class. The same goes with like the MindTap or the Pearson, things like that. So hold off until your first day of class to get confirmation from your instructor.
And a question from Kathy, is there a specific person I should email to discuss some things due to technical issues with Zoom and interpreter? If you would like to email Cheryl Hernandez, and Vimo, if you can put an email address in, we will definitely look into that.
I'll scroll up and I'll put it in there again.
Yep. Okay, so Kathy says her daughter's probably going to take the class at the high school. Is everything done the same way? That would depend on what the high school has in the way of accessibility services at the high school. So you would need to contact the high school.
I mean, if she's purchasing the books or the financial stuff in that regard.
Oh, okay. Then yes, she can call our 5111 number and contact us, definitely. She also, is she hearing impaired as well or not? Does she need accessibility?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, so
I was just thinking if she's taking the class at the high school, if everything was exactly the same as if she were taking the class at CAC, or
Which
if there
high
was a way.
Okay, which high school does she attend?
Ella.
ALA. That's my school.
Awesome.
great. So we had a question from Itzia. Classes start the 22nd on a Monday, but if we don't have a class on Monday, do we still go in or wait till the day we do have a class? So our schedule is set up normally 2 days a week, a Monday, Wednesday, or a Tuesday, Thursday. So your first day, if your class is a Tuesday, Thursday, your first day of class is the Tuesday, not the Monday. So whichever your schedule is, if you have a Monday, Wednesday schedule for that class, you'll go in on Monday. If you have a Tuesday, Thursday schedule, you'll go in on the Tuesday. Great question, Itzia. And then Abby says, will FAFSA pay school directly for my classes tuition, or do I have to do something to start that process? As long as you have done your FAFSA and you have linked your FAFSA with the school code for Central Arizona College, then the money will be we would draw the money from the government and have it in your account. Then the tuition will automatically get paid. If you want to know what amount you have or whatever you want to know about financial aid, you can call into our 511 number, 5111, and then ask for our financial aid department, and they will be actually they'll be able to look at your account and see how much will go to tuition and how much you'll have left over if you're eligible for that. So Kathy says, my daughter is starting first day of high school on Monday, and we still don't know if she's signed up to take class at ALA, hoping to find out from a high school academic advisor this week, or is it really too late to attempt to take a class at a high school at this point? Veronica, when are you going to ALA? Are you doing the registration with them?
I'm waiting to hear back from Amber. Is it ALA Ironwood or ALA Anthem South?
Ironwood.
Okay, so have her talk with Miss Amber Lindenholm, because I will be talking to her soon.
And so what
Got it.
normally
Great, thank
happens with the dual enrollment classes at the high schools is they will do the admissions form and they'll do the registration form at the high school and get your daughter into the class that way. And then she'll be registered to take the dual enrollment class.
And then what is her daughter's name?
Zoe. Poole, Pool.
Great. So Abby said thank you. Excellent. And as I say, if you don't have any questions, you're free to go, but we want to stay here to answer every question you have. So if you still have questions, please ask. Please don't be shy. We won't bite.
Zoe can ask.
She's too shy.
No worries. So let me see, who do we have? We have Marissa, Amanda, Abby, Kiana, Jaden. Do any of you have questions that you'd like to ask?
Jaden is.
Oh,
putting
there
in
is.
the chat.
Jaden says, if I'm going to the Santan campus, for example, can I still meet with an advisor at a different campus? Absolutely. Yes, you can, Jaden. You can do a virtual appointment. You can do a phone call. You can go to any campus you want to speak to an advisor. Yes. Marissa says, how would you find out how much financial aid you were awarded? So when you completed your financial aid form in the financial FAFSA.gov, they would have sent you an email saying how much you were eligible for. So go back to that email and it will tell you how much you're eligible for. Keep in mind that this semester, if you are a regular student, not a high school student, it is $50 per credit. But if you are a high school student, then that will be covered under early college or dual enrollment. So yes, definitely look at your financial aid award letter. If you do not see it or you don't have a copy of it, please call our 5111 number, ask for financial aid, and then they will help you and they will be able to let you know what you've been awarded. So Kathy says, I understand that you have to sign up for a virtual meeting with the academic advisor online, but how will it work with requesting for interpreter to be available during the meeting with an academic advisor online? So Kathy, you're going to contact Cheryl Hernandez on her email, and she will assist you in doing advising appointments with interpreters, everything you need. She'll be able to help you with those questions.
Yes. And then Amanda had a question. If I signed up for classes last week, am I able to still pay for classes this Friday? Yes, you can. And you can actually do the payment plan as well. And that will help you as well.
Thanks, Amanda. So do we have any more questions from Aviana, Abby, Jaden, Marissa, and Amanda? Any other questions? Last chance. Okay, so we're going to call the meeting to an end. We thank you for attending today. If you still have questions, please call 520-494-5111
If
and there'll be somebody to help you.
really quick, Jaden put something in the chat. Aviana asked if they have special ed classes in college. Like, what do you, I would speak with Cheryl Hernandez about that. And she'll be able to help and guide you on which classes that you could take. For Cheryl?
Yes, I can, Marissa. Yeah. For the 520-494-5111 is our central help desk. And if you call them, they will be able to put you through to whoever you need to speak to. And Veronica's put it into the chat. There you go, Marissa.
And then Aviana, go ahead and talk with Cheryl Hernandez about those courses. And I put her phone number and her email in the chat as well.
Okay, once again, thank you for attending tonight, the new student orientation. And as I say, if you have questions, the phone number's in the chat. And Veronica's just put Cheryl Hernandez and her contact information. She is the director of our student accessibility services with her phone number. And that's 520-494-5409. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening, and we hope to see you here on campus. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.